MMTs, it's after the closing bell, and what we're going to do is we're going to align this in here, and I'm just going to pull this down a little bit, and I'm going to pull this up a little bit just for now, and I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to put NFLX 3-minute chart right here. There's a piece of it in the video, but what I will do is we will go in sectional movements. So what we'll do is we will show you side by side here to both price line on the opening bell was a short, and the short was from this teeny line structure, and the diamonds that close on the bottoms or in the middle of the half bars. But look at where the diamonds close. The bottom. Now, that's price line. Now, MMTs, look at how those diamonds, you pop up, but the diamonds are at the low body of the candle. That means that there's weakness here in directional price movement, and it supports the short. And notice that the diamonds are closing on the lows, MMTs. But then when they change and close up toward the highs, that's when it's strong until they fail. And they start printing down on the lows again. And you can't take out the half bars, and you can't get above the teeny lines. But they really don't change much in your info panel here. And they remain weak. And as long as they remain weak, they start to print back down at the bottom until they finally hit a point where they don't. And same thing with Amazon. Amazon hits a double or price line, and Amazon was the same way. That's why we'll take a look at the Amazon. I'll put the third one up later. The movements are the same. Look at the diamonds. When they close at the bottom, but then they turn, that's when things are turning. But then, you know, when they start closing weaker, that's when they get weak. And you can see how they kind of pop up, like on these breakouts here. This long breakout. Look at those ascending diamonds. But for price line, it trades differently because over here, the bid and ask could be 60 cents wide. That's the public bid and ask. So they'll sell down on the bid side and then buy back over here, and that's how those get populated. Now, when you take a look at the NFLX trade right over here, you can clearly see how both breakouts happened. So let's get the both breakouts in here. Let's blow them up. There it is, right here. And this is how they set up at teeny consolidations, and then they break higher. See how the diamonds go higher? Yeah, you'll come back down and test the half bar, but the diamonds are staying. It closes at the low, but look at the bid pop. Immediately, they pop that diamond right up there. And your platform tells you that the strength is changing in the price action movement immediately. And then they pop back up, but they keep popping higher. Now, on the other hand, when you get over here, and I blow up this chart right here, NFLX, you'll take a look right here at NFLX that the descending ratios is supporting the short sell, and that these diamonds are constantly getting lower in the trend all the time. Yeah, you're going to have wiggles and jiggles and teeny movements. Okay? It's where these close and they keep making lower lows in the reading. That means that the price action is weakness. Now when you get over here to price line and you take, I'll blow this up for you. Remember, price line trades different than NFLX because of the wide bid and ask. See, the NFLX and the bid and ask, I know it says, and at times it can get wide too. There's 71, you know, just because there's after hour prints going on. But it can get wide between the bid and ask, but they're usually not. That's why the diamonds are tighter. Where when the diamonds have these big separation in prints in your platform, you can take a look that they do print differently, but you're breaking down. Yeah, you pop up, but you break down right away. You always got to break down immediately. You pop up, you break down immediately. And you stay at the lows, and you break the half bars, and you keep printing. But right after you pop up, you print down immediately. And then look at here. You're printing down in the diamond, That means, but then it changes here. And we start popping this way. My point being is both names have great directional movements relatively at the same time in price action. When we go back over here on the price line, you can clearly see that late in the day that this breakout starts here in price line. And you can clearly see over here that this breakout in NFLX also occurs. Let's take this thing out of the way. It too occurs. Let's see how much it too, this is in the video. So you can see how that ascending breakout occurs. You can also see the same thing over here on price line. And you can see the pullback to the half bars. You can see the turnaround going upside immediately. Things are turning immediately in price action. And they're holding the half bars over here. That was price line. And at the same time that was happening, take a look at this. This is after hours, so don't look at this piece of the chart. Here, let me get that part off of the video, because this is where you want to know. This is the breakout right here. They're both the same. They're both the same. They're both the same. And look at the teeny ranges on them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teenies on that breakout times $1.86 per line. And it prices it all out for you right to the penny. Nobody can deny it. Here, on the other hand, this one is only 98 pennies, 98 pennies per line. And there's something behind it. And you can clearly see the teeny expansion and the strength building all the way up to the top until at the end of the day, the last, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 minutes, you pull back here. And things were breaking higher. And look at the ascending diamond values. They come down, but they pop up right away. But when they get up here and they come down and they're not popping up right away, you know that you're getting to a major top right up here at that teeny. And you got a reversal, and they're not popping. They're not popping up here. They're not popping up here. The pops down, it pops right up. Pops down, it pops right up. Okay? Here, makes a high, stays elevated, holds a half bar, but look, pops right up there in them diamonds right away. Bam. Comes back, closes above this half bar, but look, pops up right away. Comes down to the half bar, but look it, the diamond pops, it pops. It comes down here, but immediately it's very strong still in its calculations in there. It's at 55, and it pops. And guess what it pops to? Right up in here, it starts hitting at 62, below 65. And down you go. Okay? And that's all in your info panels down there. So the lesson learned is that today was a great price action day for these names. This is the price line breakout, and this is the NFLX breakout right here. Both charts, priceline.com and NFLX 3-minute. So we're going to conclude that, and I want my MMTs to understand that when you're getting short, what supports a short and what takes all the emotion out of all of this is by understanding the mathematical equations and when they descend in the value ranges in price action, making a market.